Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special morning episode of the Bull Take Scouting Podcast. Today, we're joined by a special guest, 2024 NFL Draft prospect and edge rusher Drew Tuizama. How are you doing today, Drew?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Very good.
Doing well. We'll hop right into this interview. The first question that we always love to ask everyone is, how old were you when you started playing football, and what made you fall in love with the game?
Man, I was about 5 years old. My dad threw me in pot winner, and I just loved it ever since. I didn't miss a beat after that. Like after my first season, I didn't miss a season. Like I don't remember sitting out. So
What position were you playing that first year, if you remember?
my first year, I was actually playing center
Oh,
and
wow.
defensive
Okay.
tackle. Like throughout part one, I played everything. I played offensive line, defensive line. I got the ball a little bit, so it's just like I had, you feel me? All around, I understood the game all around. I had a feel for every position. So,
Nice. Do you have a favorite, game or favorite memory from your football journey so far?
all right, what level?
Any level. If there's a
Uh,
couple from each level you want to talk about.
so I'll say my favorite is when I was at Syracuse, my red shirt, freshman year. It was 2020. We played Clemson during COVID, and I had blocked the punt, and we was down 0-17, and we forced a 3-and-out, and we got that punt block, and we scored. And after that, I just felt on top of the world. Like during that moment, just it was like real quiet in Death Valley, and you couldn't hear nobody, and I was just, I felt on top of the world at that moment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a
it must have been a pretty big moment to quiet Death Valley because, Clemson's a huge football school, and I'm sure it's really crazy in there most times. So that's got to feel pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So you mentioned that you started off your college career at Syracuse. So let's just retrace your football journey to this point. And you actually in high school were a two-sport star, and you were playing basketball too, and got a prominent offer from a Division I school in St. John's in that regard too. So what led to you pursuing football over basketball in college?
To me, football was my first love, actually. So, and it was pretty much, it was easier because, getting a scholarship in basketball, it's only but so many scholarships they could give out every year. And in football, they could give out, many scholarships. So it was a brainless decision. So,
Yeah, that makes sense. And why did you choose Syracuse over some of the other prominent Power Five schools that you had offers from?
uh, they gave me the best opportunity.
Mhm.
It gave me the best opportunity, especially that time period. It was kind of like I was destined to go to Syracuse because I was about to go to ECU. They fired Larry Fedora. Then I was about to, no, not ECU, but UNC. Then I was about to go to ECU. They had Montgomery as their coach, and they fired him.
Mhm.
And then Syracuse was the only school left I was really interested in going to.
Mhm.
So, I was kind of destined there.
Yeah, that's what I think a lot of the fans don't really see sometimes is that you're not necessarily getting recruited by a school. It's really specifically a coach, and that sometimes your recruiting plans can get turned upside down if that coach ends up leaving. But so you chose to go to Syracuse. You redshirted your first year, played a year there, and then ended up moving to a junior college in East Mississippi Community College. So what went into that transition, and what did you take away from JUCO that ended up making you better as a person or as a football player?
JUCO, it just really humbled me, kept me focused because you really couldn't do nothing but play football and do homework. That's about it in school. But it's only Dollar General and 2 gas stations with a little chicken spot. But it really humbled me, being so far away from home. I couldn't go home every weekend. It really helped me build my relationship with God. I got into my Bible a lot when I was down there. So it's just, growing mentally and spiritually while I was down there. So I really appreciate that experience.
So after your time at JUCO, you transferred to UAB for the 2022 season. You had a few offers from other schools this time around as well. I'm assuming you might give us the same answers you gave us before, but what led you to UAB?
I just needed the opportunity to play. Like I knew what I could do. Like I had an offer from Ole Miss and other Power Five schools, but I wanted to play right away. I wanted to have the best opportunity for me to present my skills because I knew what I could do. I just had to, have the opportunity to do it. And UAB presented the best opportunity to me. So, yeah.
So in that, last year, which was your first year at UAB, you had your most productive season at the FBS level, 5 sacks, and you were named honorable mention for Conference USA All Conference. So what went into making that instant impact on a new team?
Really just understanding our defense, understanding what we wanted to do as a team, understanding my strengths and my weaknesses, understanding where I'm a better rusher at, watching film. Like last year I really dissected film like more in depth. So like I really understood what to do against like other opponents. So it was just, understanding the game more in depth and understanding what we wanted to do as a defense.
Yeah, that makes a lot
And
of sense. And you go ahead, Alex.
so did you understanding the game more just come from being more experienced, or was your time at JUCO specifically help you with that, or kind of what went into that?
Well, I've been in college for a while, and I've experienced a lot, being in the film room, experiencing other coaches and how they coach and what they want and different techniques like that. So it was just like a matter of what my coach wanted from me and what he expected and what they were trying to do as a defense and how I fit it in that system. So
Yeah. And so you're actually in the transfer portal right now again. And do you want to tell us a little bit about how that process is going?
well, I want to say the end of the bowl game, like when we had our interim head coach Brian Vincent come in, we wanted him to stay. So the whole coaching staff, we wanted all of them to stay. We had assigned a petition and stuff, and the AD hired another coaching staff anyway. So it was just like it's kind of weird playing for a coaching staff that didn't recruit you and don't really know much about you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just in that core right now. So like I'm in the process of transferring. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, good luck with the rest of that process. And I think now we can get into your tape and what makes you a future NFL draft prospect, according to a lot of scouts in NFL circles. And to start off, would you like to tell us a little bit about what you think are your biggest strengths on the football field?
My get off, my outside rush. Like when I'm going outside, I like to spin outside. I don't know like how to describe it, but like I chop inside, just spin outside off of top of people. But I think that's probably one of my favorite moves. But just my get off really and my understanding of the game.
Yeah, I think that's very evident on tape. And of course, every good player knows that there's always things that they can keep improving on. So is there anything specific about your game that you're looking to improve as you head into one of your final seasons of college football?
My point of attack, like I want to be like way much stronger than my point of attack, my leverage, taking on blocks, double teams, whatever. Just being better at the point of attack and disengaging blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, those are some really great things to continue to work on as you move forward throughout your career. Um, as we wrap up now, we always like to ask a couple, fun questions. So, is there any or a few NFL players that you look up to and kind of emulate your game after a little bit?
I like T.J. Watt. I like Myles Garrett. Micah Parsons, good, like real good. Julius Peppers, I always like growing up. Julius Peppers.
Yeah.
He's a Carolina guy. I wanted to be just like him. Who else? Dwight Freeney, the spin move. That's where I really got the spin move from. Who else? That's about it. That's all I can name right now.
That's a good list.
Yeah, and you mentioned that you got the spin move from watching Dwight Freeney. Are there anything else that you take from those other guys you've mentioned or try to emulate?
Myles Garrett's cross chop is really deadly. I like his cross chop, so I like to watch him and get moves from him.
Yeah, I mean, like Costa mentioned, those are some great names to try to follow and take stuff from their game.
Yeah, Joey Bosa too. I like Joey Bosa.
Oh yeah, another great one. Who is the best player that you've played against throughout your college career, whether it was at Syracuse, JUCO, UAB?
That's a good one. Uh,
Or a
the
couple
best
guys.
player everybody would probably say would be Trevor Lawrence.
Mhm.
Just because he was #1 pick. But like somebody that was just out of this world, like AJ Dillon.
Yeah.
When I was at Syracuse, we played Boston College. He actually got our DC fired. Like
Yeah, tough guy to tackle.
he's like 250 at running back, just
Mhm.
a big guy. It's hard as hell to tackle, like hard to
Yeah.
tackle. And plus, like they had a real good O line, and all they did was run the ball. So it was like a short game. And they had about like 300, 400 yards rushing that game. So
yeah, he's like a bowling ball when he gets going. So that definitely is not someone that I would want to tackle. But we like to end off on a pretty inspirational note, and just by asking you to share what's the best piece of advice that you've received at some point in your football journey from anyone around you that's really stuck with you.
Just keep going, man. I've been through ups and downs and trials and tribulations throughout my journey in football. And my main thing was just keep going, keep grinding, keep at it, and you will reap the benefits of what you put in.
Yeah, I think great.
Great advice for, anyone, whether it's sports, life, whatever, maybe you're going through tough time, whatever it is. I'm sure maybe you felt that, maybe having to transfer, stuff like that, and just, put your head down, keep working, and, just keep moving on. And obviously, you saw the benefits last year at UAB, and I'm sure you'll continue to see those benefits as you move forward in your football journey.
Thank you.
So, Drew, we appreciate it. Thanks for coming on, doing this interview. Good luck with everything. We'll be looking to see what happens for you in the future in this next upcoming season. So once again, thanks for coming on, and we really appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, have a good one, man.
Have a good one.
Thanks, everyone, for watching and listening. We'll be back with another episode soon.